Welcome. I'm your host, Jesse Sawyer, nationally recognized inclusive fitness trainer, silver sneaker flex instructor. Find out more about me, visit my website, www.jessesawyer.com. Today, I have a quick tutorial on how to do cross coordination exercises. Now, when you think of cross coordination in the office setting, it is getting different cubicles or different departments to work together. When I talk about cross coordinating in exercise, it is getting the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere to work together, which ultimately works the lower extremities and the upper extremities together. Cross coordinating. Now, how can we do that? Easy. And I'm going to show you how to do that without any weights, and I'm going to try to explain the different planes as we go, including the frontal plane and then the sagittal plane. Now, the frontal plane is anything lateral, going movements that are lateral movements. So think about how you're going to have your body just cut in half vertically, where you have your front and then you have the postural side. So you'd be cut like this all the way up through, and then you'd have the front of your body here and the postural side behind you. But it's going to be movements that are lateral. That's how you hit your frontal plane. Now, how do you hit your sagittal plane? Where the sagittal plane comes straight on up through and cuts you in half, so you have a left and a right. And that's typically going to be anything that is done in extension or flexion or forward and backward type movements. And I'm going to show you how to cross coordinate without any weights, not only in that frontal plane, but I'm also going to show you how to do that in the sagittal plane. So when I think of frontal plane, cross coordination, I think of Johnny Travolta. So I think of left, and then I think of right going out just like this. It's lateral movements, adduction and abduction. So we're just stepping left and lifting up to our side with the right. And it's just simple, just like this movements. Now, if you want to add weights, it makes it a little more difficult, but we're just abducting and then adducting. So we're abducting, adducting, lateral movements. Frontal plane, here we go. Let's get 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now you can do the other side where it is left, right. And again, cross coordinating, it's working both hemispheres, and you're working in a lateral motion, so it allows you to stay in that frontal plane. Again, add that weight, or you can just add that other arm. And here we go with a 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then opposite and alternate. And now you're really up in the game with cross coordination. Now, what does cross coordination do? It really helps regulate and stimulate that brain, especially that prefrontal cortex, making it stronger. And if you can make it stronger, then you're going to have greater memory. And if you have greater memory, it's like having greater strength or hypertrophy in those muscles. It gets bigger, and if it gets bigger, it gets stronger, and that's what you want. That's cross coordination, frontal plane. Now, how do you do cross coordination sagittal plane? Now, remember, sagittal plane is typically forward or backwards motions, flexions or extensions. A great exercise for a sagittal plane move is a squat. And you're thinking, how's that? Because your body goes into forward and it also goes backwards as your booty goes back. A great exercise. So how do I do that without any weights? And I try to use both hemispheres of my brain. Pretty simple. I'll show you. Take that left leg, step back, take that right arm and go forward. There you go, right? You're in that sagittal plane. Bring them back, and everything is forward and backwards. So reach out, reach back. Now you can add that arm as well. You don't even have to add the leg. Cross coordination, because you're using both sides of the hemisphere, the left and the right, or you can just add that leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1, or go to the opposite side. Left, right. Left goes forward, right goes back. And you can just use your arms, or you can add the leg. Right leg, left arm. And there you go, working that sagittal plane, forward and backwards, get a little extension, get a little flexion, or alternate them through. And what do you have? You have an exercise that cross coordinates without any weights. You add the weights, boom, and all of a sudden, you're gonna make the intensity a little greater, and then you can just go to those Johnny T's and you hit that frontal plane as you go laterally, adduction, abduction, or you can transition to the sagittal plane and do a little bit of marching as well, or reaching and work both those hemispheres. And there you go. Quick tip of the day for those instructors, quick tip a day for those adults or those seniors that are just trying to work different planes, get the brain a little more robust, and get some stability and mobility along the way. Peace, my friends, and remember to subscribe, because the next one I'm going to show you how to throw some weights in there as well and work those planes and work the sagittal, the frontal, and some of that cross coordination. Subscribe.